Well, this was a battle, as expected. Anytime Campbell and UNC Asheville square up, it's going to be tough, and it's going to be what I call a war of attrition. You know, both of these teams, I think, have had competitive non-conferences and started out well in the conference. And I told the girls one of their goals is to obviously try to win the Big South Championship. I mean, I think most teams want to do that. We focus more on the process that supports that vision, but if you want to be in the mix, Campbell is a team that you have to try to beat. I mean, you've got to do everything you possibly can because from what I've seen, they're one of the best teams in the league. They're well coached, they're balanced scoring, they will defend you till the cows come home. I mean, you ain't getting an easy bucket against Campbell. There's a reason they've been ranked nationally the past, I don't know, probably ever since Ronnie's been there. Coach Fisher does an exceptional job. And so you're going to have to go through them and every team, but Campbell's going to be a contender every single time. So this was a must get, and we did. And I thought it boiled down to punching just a little bit harder for 3 quarters. We didn't in the fourth. They clearly won that battle, but we had punched just enough to survive. And I don't want to just survive going forward. And I told our kids the other day after the Hampton loss, it's important when you're going through a season, you don't want to get too high and you don't want to get too low over a loss. You don't want to get too high over a win, but you also don't want to start questioning things when you lose. I mean, you can play a great game and lose it still. And so we've got to be able to learn from this win as well, because there are definitely, anyone can see areas that our team still needs to grow. But that being said, super proud of them.
We've had this conversation a few times, and we've had to kind of talk about a slow start your team had. That wasn't the case today. Scored 15 in the first quarter, 16 in the second, and allowed 11 in the first and 9 in the second. Just talk about your team kind of coming out and coming out ready to play, and knowing what this game meant to you.
Well, that's something we addressed. I mean, some coaches don't want to hit things head on because you don't want to have your kids doubting or have low self-confidence. But I told our kids, guys, we're soft when a team goes on another run. You look at our 4 losses, and without exception, those 4 teams just went on a run beyond 6 points, and it was like the game was over. And so that's something right there. That segment is something we've got to work on. And today we had the benefit of, again, going in with that mentality, I think helped. They had already gotten prepared for if Campbell punches first, this is something we've got to work on. We're always going to try to hit first and just play tough in that first quarter. It's not that our kids are trying not to take that first quarter, but what we've emphasized is our response when things aren't going well. And it wasn't easy. I mean, it wasn't like our buckets were coming easy in the first quarter. I think it was our defense. That's what set the tone for the game. 15 points is pretty good, but that's still on track just to get 60, but holding a team to 11, that's on track to hold them to 44, which we didn't do that. But yeah, we've talked about it. We've got to work on that. Again, Greensboro, Wofford, Miami, and then up at Hampton, same thing. Same story in all 4 games was an early run that we couldn't recover from.
When you're in a conference with as much parity that's in the Big South this year, and do you look at these home games against these guys as maybe not more important, but as a must-win, to kind of protect your home court?
Yes. You have to win at home. You have to protect home court in this league. There is a lot of parity. I would agree. I've not studied every single team. We haven't had that chance yet, but every team is capable. I can tell you that. I think everybody's getting better, and there's not as much disparity, between the top and the bottom. Well, 3 games in, we got 17 conference games left, and I'm pleased with where we are in terms of our defense and rebounding. There's some other intangibles in terms of responding to runs that teams are making early in games against us that we've got to get better. And then also, we've got to learn how to close games if we have leads. I mean, teams right now, again, are still growing. I think by February, you better have your team together, because you don't have that time to continue to grow. So we're still learning and growing, but I'm pleased with where we are so far.